Of course I promptly switched on. Having depressed the activator button, what else would you expect?
How do? How are you doing? Welcome again to another one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright then, so what is going on today? I fancy putting some indicators on. And the frame rate, packets per second. So let me just see if I got some audio today. Alright then, so yeah, we got some audio. Okay, the sun's shining through a bit. Alright, so where am I going to put these indicators? We've got an indicator there already. So I don't want them to appear really. So I need to blend it in with the skin. I can't use any screen real estate because there's nothing to do with the radio really. I fancy some little opaque green and red indicators at a packet rate, maybe in keeping with this colour. How you doing? You've been doing a bunch of work, but things are okay. Yeah, John, I think John Marange. Yeah, I think I've seen you before on the channel. Welcome. Yeah, I haven't done much recently, but the last week or so I've been messing around with packets. But what I need, I'm at the stage now we need to control the packets back and forth. So we need to first do a little bit of an indicator. I fancy putting an indicator somewhere here or in a darker piece. See, that's quite a light split, somewhere hidden, so you can hardly see it, but it's enough just to you see a bit of red colour come and go. Oh, John Morange. Yeah, sorry if I butchered it, but sorry. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I wonder if you're into ham radio. It's a great hobby to get into. I started it in 1988. Ham radio. Started doing my novice training for my call sign. Used to be years ago when I first started. You can put one by the function and one by the clarifier. Yeah, similar to there, yeah. So I want it all in one place. Just a tiny little piece of square, coloured but semi-transparent. So you literally just see it's like a glancing thing. Okay, KJ5GOV. Nice call sign. Gov, the governor. KJ. So yeah, I'm not too familiar with the areas, but it's KJ over in America. Is that right? Or are you the one that was from Canada? Can't remember now. Sorry. Yeah, so I fancy. I don't want. It doesn't want to appear too much. I need to see the frame rate. So it's almost like a reflection. It's going to be like a reflection, but so it can't take away from the eye. It's just got to be there that you glance over to, so I can see it anyway. Louisiana. Fair play. Fair play. We're not far from a little place called Iron Bridge. It's supposed to be famous for the first cast iron bridge in the world. Don't know if that's true or not. because the people who write the history books are the victors. So who knows? Who knows? But it's supposed to be the world's first cast iron bridge. It still stands. They still use it, but no cars go over it anymore. It's just pedestrians. And there hasn't been any cars going over it for about 40 years, maybe more. It's a bit of a tourist attraction, it's supposed to be. Yeah, so anyway, so we need to write a package management class, which it does the frame rate, and also it would manage the speed of which the send and receive is sent. We can have a look at the history. We want to see the history of send and receive. So we might just start off with some basics. So I think we'll put in some indicators. None of that matters, so we'll do some without the indicators. So at the basics, we can just get them to light up every time a packet comes in. Just you know, for so many seconds, milliseconds. So it's just, you won't see them flicker, but if there's no activity, then there's always going to be activity. So now what I had to do on my own program, there was so much activity that they would just be lit up all the time, so it was like pointless. So what I actually did, I ignored, mind you, I was on multiple system there, multiple controllers can send receive, so I would only listen. So a green LED would light up to indicate that I've been sent a packet that was addressed to me specifically, and the red was when I send a packet. So you get a flickering going on, so you've got to choose what packets. So the problem is, what do? Let's build some anyway. Let's build some for now. Right, let's load up the program. We've got loads of work to do on this. I don't like switching from one piece to another. I like to try and finish each bit, but it doesn't make for good, interesting viewing, just trawling along. So I try and do little bits on it. So anyway, the first thing we'll have to do is create some icons. Now, like I say, I don't want them to be visible, that stand out in you, but I need them to be able to be viewed at a glance. So I fancy, I don't know, we can always move it around. So let's just click on this area here. It's nothing to do with the main display. So you've got your rig canvas. Let's bring that down a bit, bring that up a bit. So we've got to decide where we're going to put it. So probably on the rig canvas, after the rig canvas here. So it needs to be a square. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just make it up as we go. So everything is set from a canvas. So let's create a canvas. We'll just make its background pink so we can see it. Just the paint. That's it. And you also need to give it a size. So we're going to have to give it size for now. So width. Let's say 100 width, and it won't appear till we give it a height. So it's not a lot of height on this, 10 say. And has it appeared anywhere? Are you not too far from Brum? Oh, yeah, we're the other side, near the Wales. Yeah. Between Birmingham and Wales, well, yeah, Shrewsbury, in between. Iron Bridge. Yeah, not far, about 2 miles from Iron Bridge. Iron Bridge is normally able to be found pretty easy. I don't know, I mean, the Wrekin, there's the Wrekin. There's a big hill called the Wrekin, or a mount. I don't think it's a mountain. It's not a hill, it's not a mountain. It's an old magna deposit, or apparently it's under the ground, a big magma ball or something, from what I can remember. Yeah, so oh, there it is. I can just about see it there at the top. So we need to give it tell it where to go. So let's just give it some canvas left and top. I have friends in the opposite direction. They are in Corby. Oh yeah, Corby. Yeah, Corby used to pass Corby quite often. The old radio spares, RS Components. Headquarters in Corby, I think it was. Am I thinking of a different one? Anyway, so we're going to have to... and I have a friend that has a magic shop in Whitecastle. Oh, a magic shop. Oh, yeah, I've seen a magic shop once before when I was working somewhere. They had a magic shop. It's a tough business now. Everyone's releasing the, you know, they're revealing the magic tricks. So, yeah, so there's our green. You went in the rough days before they cleaned it up. Oh. Birmingham. Oh, right. Yeah, you hear all sorts of stuff about areas, and we go into these areas all the time in the daytime. There's certain areas I go in the daytime, no problem, up until about 5 o'clock, 5:30, and then Corby. Yeah, was it Steelworks in Corby? I don't know. You probably know more than me. Right. Anyway, let's get this up there. Yeah, it's all good stuff. So I fancy this to be just over here, and let's come across, say 400, say 800, somewhere there. I fancy it. Now let's just get it in place. Bit more. That's not bad. Now, does it have to line up with anything? I suppose we ought to make it line up with something. Yeah, so that's that. So in it, so we can get rid of the pink now. We'll make it disappear. So inside we're going to put lots of Scots too. Are you going to release this? Yeah, this is as soon as we've got every knob functioning, we'll release a beta version. So as soon as I've got every knob functioning, so at the minute we've only got certain things functioning, as in, and there's lots of menus to put on it. It'll be an ongoing thing, unless we run out of ideas of what to add. So I've got this going like that, and we've got this doing the function menu, and once you're in there you can scroll your wheel around and so on. Change the watts, come out, and your watts is there. And I would run this in the war wagon on the big screen. Yeah, this is it's open source, so the code will be able to be viewed. So anyone worried about anything malicious being in there, they can just take a look for themselves or get someone to look at it. You just run it and plug it into your radio. So you've got an 891, have you? An FT891. Although this will run without it, and it will be able to do things without it, but ideally you need an 891, really, or something else that'll take equivalent cat commands. I think I can plug. I haven't tried it. Probably plug this into my Yaesu FT710, and it probably should still change the frequency and things like that and mode. Now you could possibly make another one that looks like an FT710, but the whole idea of this was to bring this into the modern. You know, it's 8 years old. The radio's 8 years old when they first released it, and it's supposed to be a mono screen. Nothing wrong with that. It's great for going portable, but if I can take this, if I can plug the software in, I'm gonna have a laptop with me anyway when I go portable. So I'll just plug it in, and you basically use it from your laptop. So you interact with it from it, and the only reason you look up there really is just to grab the microphone, or check it or whatever. Everything you can do from there off the real radio you should be able to do from here. I want it to. I want to put my favourite channels in. Let's say if I have a channel that I want to talk on regular, I will go put it in, and obviously you'll have a choice of a few, and you could it'll tell you that if they're free or not. It'll analyse it. So while when it goes into idle, it goes off and does stuff like updates the spectrum scope like that. Doesn't do anything yet, but that would basically analyse and then display the graphics. This is just a test one here at the minute. It will display that on the screen where there's activity. The War Wagon is my 2004 Honda Element. I'm setting it up for emergency comms. Okay. I have an 891 and an FTM300 in there. About to put an FT891 in there for APRS2, then probably the 7300 Mark II too. Right, okay. A War Wagon, right. Emergency comms, yeah. Well, I bought my FT710 a couple of years ago when all this war was going on. And I thought, well, if the governments are going to switch off the internet, or whatever they do, I can say this because I'm not on the radio, not supposed to talk or anything like that, but conspiracy theory, but basically if someone brings down the network, the internet, I didn't want to left high and dry with no communication method. So yes, they can jam it, whatever they want to do, but I mean, there's too much going on really. I mean, the trouble is all the phone systems around us now, they're going from landline, old lines, cable lines, to Ethernet, network. It's broadband. So my friend, he had his landline removed, and they put it in on his broadband system, and the broadband went off. He couldn't even make a phone call. He couldn't do anything. He's stuck. Don't want to be stuck like that. I've had a power failure here a couple of times in the last year. Sat here. We don't know when it's going to come back on. We don't know anything. And there's nobody. There's no one to ask. I had my little handheld. I got my little Radtel 950 Pro. Switched it on.
Welcome, channel mode.
Switched it on, and then you trying to talk to someone, but there's nobody on to talk to ask them what is going on. Yep, I totally understand that. That's why I got my license again, because of the hurricanes and how weird. Yeah, you need. I mean, there are some emergency channels, I believe, aren't there? Is it something 300? There's supposed to be some emergency channels you can go on and find out info. There needs to be some more services, because there's nothing worse than being left in the dark. So the power gone off, and I suffer from sleep apnea, so but I wear a face mask, and then it blows air into me all night to keep my airway open. Also, otherwise I can't sleep. And when there's a power cut, literally I have to sit up because I can't go to sleep until the power comes back on. But we never used to have power cuts ever, really. But the last year we've had 2. Well, I don't really know why. But anyway, it's a weird one. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with this. So yeah, CPAP. Yeah, it's a CPAP. Yeah, that's what I got. Just blows just air, ambient air, in, just keeps the airways open. Otherwise, it's like somebody's got their hand around your throat, trying to strangle you. Anyway, so I basically suffered that for about 30 years. About 25 years, a face hugger, yeah. Yeah, the alien's face hugger mask. Yeah, that's an idea, that'd be interesting, yeah. You're right, I should 3D print one. A face hugger. That would be funny. Good people coming up to you going, is he alright? Oh yeah, he's asleep, he's alright, yeah, don't worry about him. Yeah, that's a good idea, that is. Face hugger. I bet you can buy them, or well, I don't know. Scare the missus, I think. Oh, yeah, scare the missus. One of my friend that is getting a CPAP, yeah. Yeah, every now and again it breaks down. The bearings start getting noisy, and the diaphragm in it or something starts going wrong, and I have to get it replaced. It's a pain when you haven't got it. I can't actually sleep without it. You get used to it, and and they look at you funny. They go, "What do you mean you can't sleep without it?" I said, "I can't get any sleep without it. I have to sit up like this. If I try and lie flat, I'm just like, you know what I mean." Anyway, yeah. So what I'm going to do now is, yeah, these controls have got to be made to move. This one, I can give it the idea it's moving, so it'll take scroll wheels, and this will take scroll wheels. I want to put a click on that as well. I haven't got a click on this one. If you printed it, you'd probably have to print it in 95.8, yeah. TPU, that's right, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's an idea. Yeah, an idea. Anyway, so all these buttons are working. I think AB works, but I've got to change the code over. The band is not working yet. Fast works. Yeah, that one works there. Look, fast normal. I don't think it sends anything though yet. The graphics are there. And you've got span and speed. Yeah, span and speed. Functions. Loads of work to do on this, and we've got some temporarily defined stuff for scanning. So we've got loads to do, and I've got to fit a QRZ input thing here for when you're doing contests. It automatically puts the data of the radio data in, and you can just put the call sign in, and so that's going to be not attached to it but sort of floating, but when you drag it follows it around just under there. And you have a little up down arrow so you can bring it out or put it back in. There was always going to be things flying out from the sides, but never. Yeah, I got to get on with it. Yeah, you're right. I keep talking and not getting on with it. Yeah, that's the problem. I do little bits on it here and there as well, without live. Not a lot though. Not a lot. Stream it till it's all done. Yeah, yeah. I just stream it till it's all done. Some people, I mean, some people are, like, they want to create stuff and they haven't got the first clue how to go about it. See, yeah, they could give them ideas, and you know, watch how I do it. Not how I do it's not the best way of doing it, but I can get it to work. Anyway, let's close that. Let's crack on with some indicators then. So I've got to decide on what kind of indicator we're going to have. It's probably going to just be a rectangle. Let's give it a rectangle. So a rectangle, and let's have a rectangle. Right, so we want the fill to be so I want a green one and a red one, so I'm going to say green, and it probably needs to be light green, and it won't do anything because we haven't give it any sizes yet. So the height will be 10, and the width will be say 20. Okay, so what have we got there? We've got, obviously I don't want it bright like that, so what we're going to have to do is give it an opacity of say 0.3. So I just want it like that, very subtle, until it lights up, but that's probably still too much. Yeah, just very subtle like that, so it doesn't take over. And it needs to have a rim around it, probably. So give it a stroke style. Right, so stroke, not stretch, stroke. Stroke of, it's all got a bit weird now. Oh, it wants a number. So stroke of 1. It's not liking the stroke word for some reason. Stroke. Oh, it's a colour, right. So it'll be black. Stroke of black, and what have we got now? Yeah, that's the kind of thing I was looking for. And then we want the same one again in red. So we'll have I don't think there's a light red. Might have to do pink. No, there's no light red. I forget what did I use last time. Indian red, I think it was called. We need to make it move over a bit. So we need a canvas left and top on the bottom one. So the top will be 0. And the canvas left will be, I don't know, 30. Okay, so say 20. 20 is not enough. Okay, let's give it a little bit of a gap, say it's 22. That's not too bad, it's still a bit too visible, but yeah, it's okay. I need a frame rate. So I need to put some graphics text in there. Just some small text. Maybe gold. So we need a bit of a text box. So now do we have the frame? We have the LED, the indicators don't need to be labelled because we know what they are. It can have frames per second. It'd be packets per second, but we'll just call it a frames per second. So let's give it a, right, what we're going to give it a text block. Yeah, text block. Text block. Okay, and the text will be actually this needs to be a label, doesn't it? No, we don't need a label. We're trying to keep it minimalistic. So frames per second, you won't know what it is, so we'll just have a number in there. That's a shame, isn't it? Maybe we'll have a, tell you what, we'll have two of them, one as a label. So frames per second, We need a font. Font size, not too big, 10. Foreground. Foreground colour will have to be, it needs to be that gold colour. Gold. Dark golden rod. Yeah, that's close. Well, I'll get the exact colour. I'll have to go and find the hex code for it. And we need some canvas left and top again. Actually, don't need the top. We only need canvas left. If you don't put the value in like top, it just assumes 0. Right, so that's up there. Okay, so we need to get rid of the padding. Let's do the padding over here. Padding 0. Doesn't make no difference, does it? Didn't make difference, the padding. Okay. So the height. Okay, so we probably need to do an offset. So we need to do top then, canvas. Canvas top. Let's say -2. Yeah, -3. Okay, that'll do. Need to come over a bit more. That's too much. 4. That's too cramped. Everything has to look good to the eye. That's not too bad. Then we need a figure. That's a little bit, yeah, it's not quite the right colour. Right, we probably adjust that with opacity. .4. Just a bit too far blended. 5. It's a bit too far blended. 6. Yeah, 6 is alright. Okay. Now the only problem is if we don't choose a font, we are literally going to be reliant on the operating system, and it might put a weird one in, but I don't think we'll worry about that. So we've got our text block, so now we actually need some text. A placeholder for text. So let's put that in at 6. Let's have a look at that. That's not too bad. So that needs to be probably the same thing. Hello. Evening. I've just waffled down my tea, so oh dear. And a banana. A bit too much. Oops, can't spell today again. How do, Mark? How are you getting on? Mark's been Mark's been creating a cat control. Don't know whether you've seen it on a few episodes back. He's making a cat control and a demonstration, all sorts of stuff. But I wonder how he's got on with it. He's been doing a lot of work on it. He's used all his spare time on it. He's got drawn into it, I think. He watched me struggle, and he's got drawn into it. Yeah, so he's gone down the rabbit hole, unfortunately. All good. I'm told the library is much nicer to work with since the last update. 400. Oh, 400 downloads and counting. Bloody hell. That's some good going, that is. Well done. Yeah. So I'm not sure how people used to do it in the past, because there's a lot of cat software about, so I wonder what they used to use. They used to just chip away at it, or I don't even know what software they used to write it in. So maybe they just pass strings back and forth, I don't know. Be interesting to see what people have used, but I mean, what it wants is a list of software that people have made that got cat control in it. I haven't had a good look. What it needs is someone with a YouTube channel to review it. M0FXB, he does reviewing, does he? A few 3 or 4 minutes, 5-minute videos, trying such stuff out. So what it wants is a playlist. Someone's got a playlist, so you can have a look at all the different software they found. Before managed frameworks like .NET, it would have been raw I/O processing. I tell you what, I was driving around in the van today and I was thinking, I don't know whether you found this or anyone who got a radio, the new radios, they're very cheap. The controls feel plasticky and cheap. I just find that, I just think, because the old thousands of pounds worth of radio, the knobs were like very expensive, tight, and these things just move around like pieces of plastic. I don't know whether they're concentrating on the electronics, that's where all the expense is, and the plastic is just down to a price, but I don't know, it just feels very plasticky, and it's the interaction with the person to the radio. So ideally you want a very fancy tight control knob, you know, something with some weight to it. So anyway, I thought about creating an ESP32, so a Wi-Fi driven, or it doesn't have to be Wi-Fi, but you can connect it to a USB straight into a cat control. And basically what you do, you have knobs on it and buttons, high quality, and then you just turn there and you can alter your from that cat control. It's like a mouse input, it's like an input device, like a MIDI interface with sliders and knobs and stuff, but it's designed, and each knob has got a fixed purpose, like a notch filter, you know, I don't know, whatever else. So you work on it. You know, maybe if you can mount it on top of the radio or something, or on the desk, you know, just does all that stuff for you. Because you wouldn't have to make it for this radio. You could make it to fit any radio, as long as it's got a cat interface. And you could choose the protocol. Like you could even have a little LCD display. You choose the protocol, or do it off a web interface, and you set it to match any rig. You know, it's a bit like you could probably use a MIDI music. I've got MIDI stuff here. I've got controllers here, MIDI stuff, sliders and knobs. I just fancied, you know what I mean? But we're doing it on the screen anyway. But it'd be nice. There's nothing to stop you plugging one into here. You know, you could talk to. You could have a you know, physical thing, so you can control your radio. I don't know, because when you're operating the radio, you want to adjust the noise and stuff, sliders, and we've got it on here. I've got it in here. Just press the function key and get over to filters, digital noise reduction and filters, and there'll be sliders on the screen. But yeah, software, on the software, it's a cheaper way of doing it, but if the physical thing, you got to pay for every knob, every button, every slider, and you could 3D print it. I think people have done things like this already, but there needs to be Don't know. Maybe there is a channel or somebody reviewing all this stuff, because you know what I mean. I don't know. It's probably only commercial stuff that gets reviewed. So anyone who's created something themselves, it might be good, but they might not have put it out there, and nobody knows about it. So what's that dot there? Right. Anyway, let's create this. Yeah. So what I'm doing today, Mark, is I'm putting in a packet management with a little green and red LED, frames per second or packets per second, and this one's going to be a number. So I'll say, let me guess of how many packets we can send a second. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. So let's just say 20. I think it'll be a lot more. Now, do we have it the same colour? I think probably not. So let's have it white. Right, so what have we got now? Okay, it's not too bad. I don't want it to be... I don't want to take any of the screen real estate up for the main display. It's just got to sit there, but it's not got to stick out too much. It might be too visible, but what we'll do is we'll change the opacity when we want to light them up. So this is what they're like, non-illuminated. I'll just, you know, say if we suddenly receive, if it's sending one, it'll be red. So the red one will, where's the red one? So the opacity would suddenly go up to, I don't say all the way, but say 7, like that. So it'll just light up. And then if you do an undo, hang on. Oh, you can't see it, it's just... Oh, what's it done? Hang on, it was on 2, wasn't it? Right, anyway, so it's just got them controls. So it's only the frame rate I need to... So the one's just going to be a label. So let's just say frames per second, even though it's packets per second. Next name. This is just going to be worked out, and it'll go in with the send and receive. Every time some receipt gets sent back from the radio, it'll add to the work it out. I've done a similar thing in my packet management. So if the formula's there, I'll probably just chat GPT it or Gemini it. So just need to work it out. Right, so we're going to call this, I'm just going to, frames per second, I'm going to call it, and it's a text block. Frames per second text block, okay. And the LED, the label just doesn't need an X name. Both these LEDs need an X name. So we've got the red. So it's the send. Can't call it send. I can call it send receive. I can't call it TX because that'll get confused from the transmit LED over here. We want to keep the terminology clear. So we'll call this the send LED, red LED, rectangle. Okay, and then we've got the other one. It's going to be almost the same, and this will be the green. Send and receive, so it's going to be the receive. Green LED rectangle, there we go. So that's all we need from that. We never want to really hide the canvas. So I think we'll just leave it like that. That needs to have enough room for an extra 0, so we probably need to move that over 10. Whoops, what happened? Let's just give it some room. I need to make sure it's right aligned. Yeah, probably need to move that over. Hang on. Let's move that whole thing over. Yeah, and let's move that over a bit more. I need to make sure we're aligned properly. So the horizontal alignment needs to be right. And text alignment, is there a text alignment? Text alignment needs to be right. Okay. We use wording like this at work. That would be SR lead rectangle and RR lead rect, and then we bury it in on a page of the ops manual. Maybe because my default response is always did you, yeah. I used to work on electronics factory, going back a bit, and we used to they gave me the job because I was the only one that could run the Eagle CAD program. Now it wasn't even Eagle CAD then, it was Easy PCB or something, some DOS based PCB designer, and then they brought in Eagle CAD after. But there used to be me practical. I could build the circuit and test it, make the circuit board, etch it, put all the components on and pass it back to the guy who designed it so he could do his testing. So I did all the rubbish stuff. Yeah. Anyway, and then there used to be a guy, I remember, he used to wear a white coat, like a lab coat, and he couldn't actually build anything physically, but he'd get his calculator out and he'd go up to you, he'd say, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm just going to put this in and he'd go on it, work all the formula out, and go tap his calculator, and he'd go, "Yeah, that'd work." And all I do is I do trial and error, so I know what worked in the past. It's like making a cake. If you make a cake and it tastes nice, you'll use, what ingredients you used, what quantities, and you'll use them again next time. So if I do switching a relay or an LED at 5 volt, I'll use a 220 ohm resistor. If I'm using 12 volt, I'll use a 1K resistor. You know what I mean? So that you know the circuit. And if you want to switch from a microcontroller to output to a relay, I'll use a Darlington driver or a Darlington driver array. Eagle CAD, holy crap, my first experience of processor was Dragon Dictate on Windows 3.1. Dragon Dictate. Windows 3.1, yeah, so you didn't have computers before then, yeah, oh well. Yeah, I've got some old ones here. This one here, I only wish I could have bought one of them back in the day. This one, Amiga 2000. My mate had one, and I was drooling over it, Well, I wasn't drooling because I just knew I could never afford one. Instead, I had one of these. Amiga 500. What a fantastic thing this was. This is not the original one, this is just another one. The trouble is they grow. There's another one in there, there's another one there. I've made one in a polycarbonate case, and I've got actually boxes of them. Too many. Anyway, that's another story. Yeah. My first Windows was Windows 3.0, and Windows for Workgroups 3.1.1. One of my jobs was what was it? Oh yeah, I used to take apart. These are like 386s, and 486 had just come out. I used to take apart server PCs that RAM packed with tape drives, extra memory and all that. Take them all apart and make them back up again as a normal PC with 4 megabyte of memory. Take the tape drive out, fill them all back up, format the hard drive, put DOS 6.22 on it, and Windows for Workgroups 3.1.1. I use LapLink software to transfer stuff, and yeah, that's basically it. Didn't do that for long, but it's more of a. I used to repair computer printers. So at some point for a while. None of these jobs I ever stayed long at. They used to bore me. I used to work in the troubleshoot department of NEC Technologies printers. Troubleshooting printers. Brand new printers off the line. Yeah. Didn't stay there long either. Yeah, I never stay anywhere long. Apart from where I am now. Yeah, I seem to have landed. Finally. Anyway, let's get these working. So we need to create a class now to control these. So I've pretty much got that there. I don't think we'll be getting much above 100 frames per second. But I'll tell you what we could do. We can just see what's going on from our main loop. So this is all we want from this. Let's just run it up and see what it looks like in the real thing. I'm going to need a faster computer at some point. Right. It's not too bad, is it? Or it's not too obtrusive. Just to have a quick glance at, it's not doing anything at the minute, but you can have a quick glance. I've gone ahead and bracketed, see this output. I've got send and receive. So you've got to manage the packets or the data transfer in such a way as when you send something out, the radio is a slave. It's just going to do whatever you say. There is a mode you can go to when you do something or spin, it sends it out the packet. But at the minute, it's in the mode that you've got to ask it for something, it'll give it you back. So it's like a slave. And that's all you want from it, it would be a slave. So every one of these commands, if I say FA, frequency of VFOA, asking for it, it should give me the frequency of VFOA. So if I stop it, just have a look at the output a minute, have a look here. So you've got FA there, and it's come back with FA and the frequency. Mode 0, mode 2. PC, so it is following it. So basically, what you don't want is when you ask for something and it answers you with something else. It doesn't matter, it just means it's missed the packet. So you could do an experiment with your packet manager, and you could raise that speed right up. I think this is what Mark was doing with his initialize, something like that. He was trying to just see how far it could race before it missed a response. Yeah, something like that probably. Anyway, so what I'm doing here is I'm changing mode, and certain modes don't send the same stuff. So I've got a state machine switching, telling it what to send and what discounting stuff. And when I do a scan, I want to not send anything really, and I want to go as fast as I can. So I need to do some tests to see how fast I can go while not doing any other command. Well, basically I need to tell it change to the next frequency to test, then read the meter back, and change to it again, read the meter back. So that's what I need to do. But at the minute, I think I'm ready to make this class now. It's great with programming. If you haven't got a class, you just make one yourself. So I'm just going to make a class. I've gone ahead and put some of the stuff into folders. Oh, the new library will complete a 32-byte frame in about 800 nanoseconds. The USB is blasting fast, and latest is sub-millisecond. Brilliant. Yeah, Mark's gone and built all this in. I think he's of the He's a bit like this guy in the white coat who does all his calculations beforehand, I think. I'm more of a trial and error bloke, me. It's more practical. But I went to a college for a while, and I got there, and a lot of them were younger than me. I just went in because I was trying to just get my a BNc in electronics or something. I had this idea of, anyway, I went along this course, and he said, right, everyone build a bridge rectifier circuit and do this something, and I just built it in a few seconds. No big deal nowadays, but back then all the students they couldn't understand it. Anyway, even the guy who's teaching us, I drew it on a paper. I said, this is it, and he goes, that's not right. And I go, it's not right. What do you mean it's not right? He said, that's not right. Anyway, he turned it 90 degrees. I turned it 90 degrees, or he did. And he goes, oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't drawn the right way around. It doesn't look like it one in his book. Anyway, it's one of them. Voice to text. It was voice to text. 125 8 meg RAM mono graphics. My first PC was a compact Desk Pro. If you dropped it, it cracked. Right, yeah. Mate, mad, innit? Mad, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that they wait to some of this stuff. I remember I went for a job when I left school. In a computer. No, it wasn't even a computer. It was a TV factory. They make televisions. And I had to get the tube out of the box and bring it up onto the desk, and it was massive. And I didn't get the job because I was struggling to lift it. Yeah, I didn't get the job. They tried me for a morning, no money, no nothing. Take the tube out, bring it up here, and I didn't get it. So their loss, isn't it? Really. Right. So let's make this class then. So let's make a new packet management class. Add a new folder. Hang on. Let's make a new class first. New class. It's an easy one, this. Packet. I call it packet management. I don't know if I've already got one. No, I haven't. Right, so we don't want it anywhere in particular, so where we're going to put it? Oh, we've got a management folder, so we'll put the package management in the management folder. There it is. And I'll just override this. Right, so first we want to do is, we could make it static, I suppose. Let's just make it static. Yeah, let's make it static. Right. So, make the whole class static. Don't know. Yeah, make the whole class static. Right. So, packet management. I'm only going to have one of them. I'm not going to instantiate it. So I'm just going to have one packet management. So let me have a drink of this. Right, what's next? So what we want is a frames per second. Current frames per second. So yeah. Okay, let's have a frames per second. Let's do it properly. Let's do it properly. So we're going to do this. Let's just copy some of what we've got. I don't know. Let's just copy, yeah, something like this. Whoops. Let's copy that. Right, it's not going to be VFO frequency, so it's going to be Frames per second. Frames, I'll just call it frames per second. Frames per second, packets per second, it's all the same. And we don't want a long. Do we want a long? An int. Let's keep it long just in case. Why is it highlighted? Cannot declare instant members. Right, hang on then. Static. There we go. Okay. Right, so packets per second, and we need the. Probably need the LED indicator just to follow dependency property or something. Unless we're just going to do it ourselves manually. Probably just do it manually. Right, so let's make a function. So the function is going to be, now we need to pass in, should be able to get it main window, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to have to pass in main window, so maybe we don't need if we're going to pass it in, there's no point having a static class. Right, what's next? Got the radios on, there's nothing, no activity though. I'll leave it on that, there's nothing happening. Tell you what.
Mike 7 is moving in from calling. Anybody on frequency, please?
Let's have a scan on something. I'm on the 710 now. Right, so okay. Main window.
Thank you for the call. Good luck, 7-3. Got 9 Alpha 8 Delta X-ray. G8 Tango Hotel, you're 5-9. Thanks.
Right.
9 Alpha 8 to David X-ray. Hello, Kilo Whiskey.
Okay, so we're gonna pass in the main window. That's all we need to do there. So.
Thank you, 9 America 8 Delta X-ray. Alpha 5. Hey, Echo Alpha 5 Hotel, Bravo Echo. Good evening, 5-9.
Update frames per second. So, how we're going to update that? We need to pass it in. I don't know how we're going to do that. We need to pass in a value of something. Don't know. Don't know.
Thank you, 9 America 8 to David X-ray.
Alright, so we update the frames per second, so main window. Dot, what did we call it? Receive. No. It's got what he called it now. Where's he gone? frames per second text block. Frames per second text block. Dot text equals I don't know. Let's just put it like that. So we've got to somehow pass in something. So it needs to keep track on the last. So if we pass in the date time, it's got to execute this every so often, isn't it? Gonna have to work that out. So we're going to do packets per second. Which probably just doesn't need anything really. Right, let's get Gemini involved. Save messing around.
Thank you, 9 Alpha 8 to Doggy 3. Alpha 10 for Rita, Charlie Echo, Single 9 Croatia, Echo 0. Yes, 3. 9 America 8 to David X-ray. 97 Mike Bravo, Victoria 59. Thank you, 9 America 8 to David X-ray. Bravo 6 Bravo Kilo, Big Signal 520.
Right.
Thank you, 9 America 8 to David. Tango Papa Kilo 59. Thank you, 439 America 8 to David. Hotel Kilo Delta 59. Airport signal from the Treasury Riviera 73. Back to you, 9 Alpha 8 to DX. Treasury 5 Victor Alpha Alpha 59.
See what it says. Alright.
Give me a call, Mike India. Yeah, I hear you. Would you please your call sign, Mike India? Get a call? Roger, by 7, Mike India, 9 Alpha 8.
I've already got all this done really somewhere.
This is GB3BM, serving the West Midlands and beyond. It's 7:45 PM.
Don't want to create any more timers. Just use just use the serial port. Right.
9 America 8 is Delta X-ray. Is it Charlie Fox Mike? Charlie Fox Mike again, a call? Gentlemen, just stand by. Charlie Fox Mike again. Yeah, Mike 0 CFM, thanks, 5-9. Thank you, 9 America 8 Delta X-ray. Any DX on frequency North America, over. Tango Tango. Z1 Tango Tango, thank you Dave for the call. Say I'm beaming over the North Pole, beautiful to copy here David. And yeah, 5 and 8 this evening. Yourself Dave? Thank you, Dave, for the call. It's a great call from the New Zealand. 7-3, good luck, Dave. Yeah, 739 America, David.
Don't like that. Don't like the look of that much. Right, so we'll do it ourselves. Up. So we'll call this. So we want a date time. Date time. So elapsed time since last update, last packet equals date time dot min. Okay. So every time we do this, we go at the end. We go.
Frequency 9 America 8 Delta X-ray. Sierra.
Last time since. Right.
Delta Sierra 4 is
I could have a look how I was doing it in my packet management software. I'd rather just do it from scratch though. So elapsed time gets updated since the last packet. Well, this is going to go loads of times every time it goes through a loop.
Thank you very much. Now, beautiful signal coming here in Croatia. I'm beaming over the North Pole, and you have a big signal here. Thank you, 7-3.
Right. Tell you what, let's just have a look how I did it. Let's just have a look.
Yeah, Roger, thanks, 7-3. Oh, it's excellent modulation. Ciao, grazie. IQ modulation is
So, it's packet management. There we go.
I know. I know modulation of the rigs. I have a few rigs here on the shack. So 7-3.
No, that's not the one. It's a form. Form. Where's my forms? There we go.
Here, 1 Papa Radio Hotel. Good evening, 5 and 9. I got you, Eli. 82 X-ray, 5 and 9.
Right. Let's just run it and see where we're going to go.
Frequency 9 Alpha 8 David X-ray. Sierra Papa 1, Kilo Sierra. Is any DXs? Stefan Europe. Is any DX on frequency 9 Alpha 8 David X-ray?
Welcome to UPass.
Right, so the packet management is there. Right, so we've got multicast system packets. Packets per second. So if we find this bit.
Echo Papa 2, Radio Bravo, thank you for the call. Great call. Yeah, 5 and 9 here in Croatia. Name is Darko Delta America Radio Kilo Ontario, over.
Right, so show packets. What variables we got here? Oh, we've got a dispatch timer, that's about it. Tick value. Show packets. Show engine packets.
Yeah, congratulations. Beautiful.
Okay.
20 watts in the dipole. Congratulations. And you coming here back of the antenna. I'm aiming to North Pole now. And
Okay, so it's incremental. Show serial port packets. Show multicast packets. Show packet system packets. Button click, toggle, engine, list view, preview, mouse down, create engine packet field. Okay, so it's creating a packet field. Old code. Alright, so that's all we got. So where's it getting it all from? That's the form, so the lists are there, so it's creating the lists. So serial port packets. FQ, creating a bit of idle. Frames per second. Don't know where it's working the calculation out. Doesn't seem to be working it anywhere. It's not going to be very helpful, is it? Right, okay, forget that. Forget that, so I've just got a blank on today, my heads feel funny. Can't remember how to do. Let's break it down into simple stuff. So we've got our packet management, or loops and stuff. So when we receive a packet, we're coming down here, outgoing data loop. So we're just, every time we do a send query, we need to increment a counter. So date time. So let's go to definition. So we need to increment something.
Thank you, 739 America 8 to David X-ray. Is any DXs on frequency 9 Alpha 8?
G0's PDX. G0's
Right, so
PDX.
packet management.
G4
It's a class.
FT891S mobile. I wonder if you're monitoring hub there for.
So let's bring in the packet management first. It's a weird way of doing it. I've got some weird ways of doing it. Right, so we want to
He was on earlier on, about half an hour ago, Kev. He's gone off to shave his legs. He was complaining that when he puts his tights on and stockings, they get snarled up in the hair on his legs over. Yeah, I noticed that one. I met him in Spain. Well, I didn't say anything, Dave. Anyway, just what to do with you? Just don't get anything steps in here. A bit chilly tonight though, G4SKM mobile.
right, okay.
Yeah, all good, thank you, Kev. And yeah, it's a little chilly here actually, but it's supposed to be warming up towards the weekend. Back into British summertime with a little bit of luck. I'm just watching something on the TV that had the radio on in the background. I just thought I'd jump in and say good evening to you very quickly, but I'm going to jump straight back out again. DG4SKN G0OMK. Have a good evening that way, Kev. you, Dave. Enjoy, I think you said you're watching tonight, aren't you? Enjoy it. And we'll speak soon anyway. I'm not going to stay out for too long. I've got a fleece on here, and I'm surprised how chilly it is. Oh well, we'll get some nice weather again soon. Cheers, Dave. You have a good one. DG4SKM Mobile, just monitoring up there. 10-3. Kev G0 OMK clear.
Okay, so I could just have the other one. So long. Right, so I could just compare two things. Yeah. Last update, frames per second. Last frames, last update. Last update. Last frame per second, current frame per second. So we're just gonna come into this. And we're gonna do a current frame per seconds plus. So implementing that every time it comes in. So it's moved frequency. It's very strong. Where's he gone?
Okay, for the weather condition and the time in the afternoon.
Right, so every time it does that.
We're here exactly at 9 p.m. 9 o'clock p.m. at the moment here, Jonathan. Well, a pretty attack radio.
So date time. Date time.
This repeater is Golf Bravo 3 Bravo Mike, located in Raleigh region. For access, please use a 67 Hz turn. It's 8 p.m.
Italy 2 Radio Oscar 73, good afternoon. Thank you so much. We'll follow 6 in the last Radio Oscar returning. Good afternoon and thanks so much for your call. My name is Robert and the QTH now title is Varese City. 32 Alpha Radio Echo Sierra Echo. Northwest side from the land almost 30 miles. Well, my girl for I talk to you, Whiskey 3, Whiskey Kilo X-ray 832 Radio Oscar, go ahead.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I've gone a crazy blank. I shouldn't be doing this kind of work on here. I can't think straight after today. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's going blotchy. Ugh. Let's have a pill. God. I need to quit my day job so I can keep my brain for my other activities. Right, it's just plain sailing, should be. So all I want to do is every time I increment the count, I need to go to the loo. Back in a bit. Alright. Oh dear. I think I need a holiday.
CQ calling 20 meters. Italy number 2, Romeo, Ontario.
Anyway, so put them in there.
Italy number 2,
My brain's gone a blank.
India 2, Romeo, no, Italy. Italy 2,
It's gone a blank.
Ocean calling west.
So this is coming up, but it's not scanning. Why is that? Let's have a look. Let's turn the radio back over to this one. Just want to play with it. And listen, and it's got loads of... Where's that gone? That's disappeared now. Oh my god, it's gone. Look at that. Where's my thing gone? I must have broke something. Oh, am I in a... No? God, I broke something. Yeah, it's not doing anything there. Have I turned something off? I must have temporarily turned something off. That's weird. What have I turned off? Oh, that's not doing anything now. That's not doing anything. No, it's not doing a thing. I ain't done nothing, have I? Can't remember doing anything yet. So it's not doing anything now. How can it go from something to nothing? Oh. I've lost my mode. That's good. What have I done? I don't know what I've done. No idea what I've done. What have I done? I don't know what I've done. I put that in there. That's all I've done, isn't it? Is that all I've done? Oh, what's it done there? All I did was put that in there, I think. Okay, so it's back again now. That's weird. So it's all working again now. Alright, okay. What's all that noise? Plenty of Morse going on. Yeah, my eyes gone blotchy now. Right, so I don't know. Yeah. So I've got that there, and if I do change it from there to CW, no, it's not changed. Oh, it doesn't in station scope, does it? Got to be back to there. Yeah, it's working. So, just because I put that in there, it went nuts. Howdy, Andy, how you doing? How you doing? You alright? I'm struggling tonight, mate. My eyes going all blotchy.
Yeah, I've got the India
I think the sun's blazing through.
I didn't get the first part, but
yeah, sun's blazing through.
Location here is
I've that. I've had too much sugar. Yeah, I might have had too much sugar. So, where's it gone? Where's it suddenly moved from there to there? So all I did was update a text block and set the lapse time.
Okay, Mike, M7 India
Didn't like it.
M0 X-ray Oscar Charlie. Yeah, Accrington,
So
that's
put that
not
back
that
in
far
there.
away, is it really? Sort of, what is it, Burnley direction over
Well, let's
that
try
way.
again. Oh, maybe I didn't set this up. Yeah, it's not working now.
Location is Junction 7 M65.
So, no, there's an exception there. Invalid operation. It's probably because I've not set that up. I've set it up too late.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, fine. Nice clear transmission anyway. I don't know whether you're
Chicken and egg again.
coming in via, a repeater or whether you're using a computer, a phone or whatever. I mean, there's so many different ways.
Right, just move that and see if it does
We
anything.
can access amateur radio, whereas at one time you got to be using a radio, you have to be using a repeater. But they've really got very advanced with the ways that
I think John might have gone.
Back to you.
That's still not working. Okay, so what about if I take all this out?
Yeah, I'm accessing HubNet via the Brandmeister DMR network on talk group 25326, the HubNet talk group. So I'm accessing it on DMR digital radio, which is a Volkswagen
It's all back there, isn't it?
1701, and that's going through a MDVM Simplex hotspot, Mike 7 India Whiskey Lima.
So something I did in there, and that new bit of code didn't like. Current frame
Yeah,
per
it's
second.
clever stuff, it certainly is. Some of it loses me. I'm quite familiar with computers and whatever, but
Elapsed
I
time.
think a lot of these little box things and whatever,
Don't know which
they
one
give me the
is the
impression that
problem.
they're based on, Raspberry Pi or something. I've
Raspberry-
not actually
Raspberry
got
Pi?
one, but I have, sort of looked at them online.
A Raspberry
whatever.
Pi.
But,
That
it's
doesn't like
definitely clever
that one.
stuff. I mean, I'm
So,
on analog.
Maybe it's the UI stuff it doesn't like.
I see you because you're on digital, but
That could be the
it's
UI
very
stuff.
clever. It certainly is. Yeah, it sounds alright. That I've heard some Bowfangs and
It's alright now.
They don't sound nice. Well, that sounds okay. It
So
certainly
it's
does.
the UI stuff it didn't like. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Weird.
Yeah, Whiskey Lima returning. Yeah, I've got a couple of the DMR radios. I've got the
So it's
Bowfang
only the UI stuff.
but I'm talking to you on the Bowfang 1701 using the OpenGG 77 software, which just opens up the radio. It's got the latest 2026 firmware on it, and it's been currently a Simplex hotspot at the moment.
I've got a
Doesn't like
duplex
doing
coming,
anything with
which
the
will mean
UI.
I'll be able to use the 2 time slot. So I'm
Okay.
away this weekend, so I'll probably have that configured for next week. It just means that you can monitor 2 time slots at the same time, and you can look on one and monitor another channel.
What's it saying?
When you have a simplex,
Invalid
you've just got to
operation.
wait to one key for the other person to finish the transmission. But yeah, it's
Windows-based still.
It certainly bangs your head a bit, but I'm getting there with it. I
So,
watched a lot of
didn't like-
videos, and the
Didn't like this.
M0FXB Andreas, he's got the same radio on YouTube, and that's where I picked up most of the information. Like I said, I think the Whiskey Lena.
Uh-huh. Okay, so it doesn't like the text block.
Online on YouTube and wherever I've noticed. Yeah.
So it doesn't want to update the
He's
text block.
into,
Don't know
all
why.
sorts of radio, that guy. I've never met him. I've never sort of come across him on the radio.
Oh,
but
it's just
I've no
detached itself.
doubt with all these.
So we better
nodes
put
and
in
God
it
knows where else
some
we've got.
kind of
It's quite feasible at some stage. We'll probably
angler
bump
in it.
into him. Yeah, it sounds alright. It really does. This is a very old radio, an Icon 251. 2-meter multi-mode base station from the early 80s. Belongs in a museum. Yeah, it certainly does. Very, very old piece of kit. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7 India Whiskey Lima returning. Well, you know, there's many a good tune played on an Alfred, and some of the old radios are the best. You can't beat the old radios. So yeah, it's absolutely doing the business, and antenna to antenna, it's absolutely crystal clear audio, no issues whatsoever. I think the thing is with digital, you've just got to make sure when you're using one of these hotspots that your hotspot's close to your router, because obviously it's Wi-Fi only. I can't connect Ethernet on it because it's a Wi-Fi box, but as long as you don't get any packet loss, and the settings are okay in the radio, and you flash the firmware okay, everything seems to be great. Mike 7, Whiskey Lima.
This is MB7IUV.
Let's see if it likes that then.
Yeah, I get the impression then, Mike, that you know, it obviously it's a Wi-Fi connection, so I get the impression it's obviously
That's going to be blocking, isn't it?
with your modem, and somehow sort of linking to
It's
that,
okay,
like you
yeah.
link your phone to things, you know, via Bluetooth and things like that. And
It's
that's
funny it didn't
obviously
give me a warning.
getting into the system. I can see where it would have its benefits. You know, there's many times we've been on holiday and we've
Okay.
not been able to get access to a repeater because, you know, the terrain, there's been a big mountain outside of us or whatever. Or there's just not been any in the local area, you know. We were down, we were up right in the top of Scotland we were, up near John O'Groats, as far up as you can go. And there was no repeaters around the area where we were. And something like that would have come in handy. Back to you.
Okay, so the frames per second.
Yeah. Well, what my thinking is when the duplex hotspot comes and I've configured that, obviously I'll flash the card, put the latest Pi software on it. It is a Raspberry Pi. So I'll flash the software, put the latest Pi software on there and dashboard and configure it all, get all your Brandmeister details in and everything, and set it all up, and then run the updates to make sure it's all updated on the configuration. It was mind-blowing when you first start, but honestly, when you watch a few of these videos, it just clicks into place. But what I'm good with the simplex hotspot, which is going to replace, which is the one I'm on now, I've matched it on the mobile phone, the SID and the Wi-Fi, so when I take it away, all I do is I don't have to go into the settings. I just turn the phone's mobile tethering hotspot on, and I can set that simplex hotspot anywhere, and as long as there's an internet connection on my phone, I'm connected to everything, so it's a win-win situation to me. And I think if you think for the Wolfgang DM1701, which I'm using now, which is about what, you probably pick one up for 40 quid, you can pick a simplex hotspot up for 40 quid, so for 80 quid, you're on the radio anywhere where your phone can connect, like 7 India Whiskey Lima.
Right, so if the time now is greater than the elapsed time,
you would never believe it was a machine, would you?
plus
I don't know if you heard her giving her ID there.
elapsed time plus time span for seconds. Do something every 1 second. So the elapsed time since the last one
10 mile maybe, it's not that far away.
needs to go down here.
But yeah, it's amazing what they can do, you know, it really is.
Okay.
I've been like
Frames per second plus plus.
When I first got my license, there was echo link, we did have echo link, but there was nothing other than that.
Right,
You
so
know, you could use repeaters to another repeater, but you have to dial up an old number and it was done with a DTMF.
so
you know, you got idiots messing about
every 1
disconnecting
second.
and all the rest of it. But, no, they've
Okay,
not really had
reset
that
it
now,
every
have they?
second. Frames per second equals 0.
Yeah, I mean, the local repeater,
So,
if I just switch to
but it will
analog,
come
which
in.
is GB3, which is connected to HubNet. No issue.
Oh, it's just block tube,
I've gone, if you go on my QRZ page, and you'll have a look, I've loads of different handheld radios, so I've got like basically 9000, which is like Shack in a box, but I'm great for G3, RF, which is acting to GB3PF,
Right,
which is
so
acting
anyway.
and the MB7INM.
So every time this gets executed, it checks the time. If the elapsed time, the time now is greater than the elapsed time plus a second. So the elapsed time plus a second. Yeah, so
I've been on the radio since the 80s, you know what I mean? I've been licensed because I took my license last year, 2025, but I've been on radio for a very, very long time. So I just wanted to get my amateur radio.
Reset the frame rate.
I was working, I joined the club, but
Current
never
plus
got the
plus.
chance to do it because it was too much in depth with all the soldering and everything. So as soon
Send
as I
that
saw
there.
it, I just did it. Went down to Norfolk, to a guy called Dave.
So we've got to make the
guy
elapsed
down there,
time.
he invigilated, I did it. I got 26 out of 26 on workshops, so it does me, because I don't need more than 25 watts. Mine's 7 India Whiskey Lima.
Put that up here. Okay, so we're every 1 second. Every 1 second we're resetting the elapsed time the same as the time now. So I don't have to count again. And it would put the frame rate back to nothing. Then it would increment the count for the frames per second every time it comes in here. Just need to make the text to string. Okay, let's give it a go. Don't know what it'll do. Right, let's give it a go. At a moment of mental block then. Blotches are coming over my eyes. Oh, we've got some activity there.
And it's just a matter of moving on for it, and then I think what I'll do is I'll probably...
That's counting up and then resetting. So before it resets, it needs to... Yeah. Doesn't need to count. Don't want to count up. We want to just get the maximum before it resets it. So probably we just need to move that into here.
So that's the next project, I think.
Move that into there. And before it resets it, that's the frame as it is. It resets it. Counts again. Maybe. Give it a try. Okay. So I've got 65 frames per second. Is that right? 64. That's a lot, but it's a lot. Let's go on to this one.
Yeah, my 7 in view is still here.
It won't execute this time, will it? Oh, it might do. If I do a scan. It's still doing something. It's come down for some reason. Well, fine, if I've got an aero plugged in. 65.
Yeah, it's just, I should have told the amateur radio in 1988-89. I should have done it then.
Oh, there's too many voices. Too many voices. Right, so it's saying 64. How do we know that's even true? Can't, can it? Alright, okay. So we need to know what the delay is. So we've got a delay going on. Somewhere. Where's the delay? Outgoing loop delay, yeah, that one. So 5 milliseconds. Yeah, so we could change that. Let's change that to 100, see what happens. Should bring the frame rate right down. Yeah, so we're down to 10. Okay. So let's set it to 1. Let's have a laugh. There's no way it can do 1. Let's see what happens. Should just all lock up and crash. 60. Yeah, it's not coping with it, is it? So between 5 and 1 didn't make much difference. So we've got different modes going on. So I tell you what I need to do is, so that was the packet management. Wow, big deal. Now LEDs are coming on. So I think we need to flash something. Looks like you are back where you was last. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, before I broke it all. Yeah, sort of. Still not right. Still not quite right. So you can scan. If I had an aerial in. I've just switched my other aerial over from the 710 to this one. Yeah, pretty much back. So we've got a couple of symbols, but they don't light. When are they going to make them light up? That's what I'm thinking now. Every time it sends a cat command, it's got to light that up. Okay, so we could do that. Now that I'm currently only doing it in the receive bit, aren't I? Is it the receive bit I'm doing it in? No, it's in the other one. Where is it? Where am I doing it? Maybe I'm not doing it there. I'm doing it here. Can't remember where I'm doing it now. Where am I doing it? I forgot where I put it. It's not. Oh, it's in the send query. So every time we send something, it updates it. Yeah, down here. But every time I receive one, well, it's pretty much gonna be that anyway, because you send one, it gives you one back, so that's probably okay. So what I need now is to, I mean, you could do one for send and receive, and then every time there's a mismatch, then you can use that value to tell you how many missed packets you've had. But it's a bit of a, you know, yeah, I don't really want to know that really. I'll just slow it down till it works. So what I'm after now is making the LEDs. It's done it again. Why does it do that? Right, so I need to tell it out. So the LED needs to switch on. It's no good switching it on 60 times a second. It'll just be on permanently. So I've got to there's almost no point in having it on, but there will be, yeah, I don't know. Need to show there's activity. I think we'll just set it every second to flash on and off. Yeah, let's do that. So we're coming into this every second. Well, we're coming to this resetting every second, but only as far as there's activity. So we could just as well make, let's get that one and put it in here. So we want the send red LED every time we send. So we go main window dot send LED fill rectangle dot, oh, it'd be alright if I could spell again. I'm dyslexic on the hands as well. So opacity. So we need to make the opacity, probably needs to animate it. So if we say opacity equals, I don't know, say 8, but then it's got to be set back again after, and it's coming in that fast that you need a lag on it, otherwise you'll never see it. And it'll switch once to up and it needs to switch back again. So what we need to do is check for an elapsed time. Once we're in here, God, date time now. No, we don't want to do that. Time span. We'll do it by time span. Or we could just animate it. Maybe an animation. It's every second it'll get updated, but then it needs to fade out or switch off. Switch off. So right, so what about if we just do this check again? Okay, so we could do the same check again. Alright, so I'll go like this. Do the same check again in here. Alright, so same check in. Oh, that's part of that one. Okay, so we'll do the same check. So the elapsed time plus a second. So it needs. Let's just do it. This is a crazy way of doing it from milliseconds. So we'll say 1, 2. Oh, hang on. 1, 2. Oh, milliseconds. Why is it like that? Oh, it wants us another one. Okay. So first we'll set it to opacity 8 in this one. No, that's always going to execute, so that's not going to work. Yeah, so we'll move that out of there. Move that up there and put it down in here. So it's going to be, and we need to put that one back in there. So it switches it every millisecond to 8, and then it needs to come back down after the elapsed time plus 1200, but it's going to be reset. Okay. No, back to 0.2 opacity. Let's have a look. Yeah, 0.2 opacity. So we need to set another timer. Should just do an animation. Really, that would do the trick. We don't want to animate it down, we just want to switch it, but yeah. Anyway, we'll just try it this way. So do it on timing. So when that timing hits there, we're going to set the let's just set another date time. Right, let's set another date time. This is a crazy way of doing it, but it'll work, but it's crazy. So this is the green LED. Is it the green one? Send red LED. So send red LED on start time, on date time. On date time. This is a crazy way of doing it. Might as well have one for the green one. Okay. So we'll go down here and these are going to be the same, that's the problem. So they're just going to be both on all the time. Yeah, so at the minute it's the right, send query. Yeah, so every time it sends, it's going to update that. Every time it receives, it needs to update it. So from another one, we'll do the update. So the red LED is the one we're after at the minute. So we're going to do every time there's 1 second elapse exactly, and then it sets the elapsed time. So we can do elapsed time. So if date time now is greater than elapsed time plus Okay, we could probably do that from milliseconds. So let's. It's going to reset it. Yeah, that's okay. So let's say 200 milliseconds. Change it back again. So it should go bright for 200 milliseconds and then go back off for 800 milliseconds, and then next time it updates this. But it's updating all the time, so it needs to be done while it's updating it. But it will execute this. But it'll do it because the elapsed time, right? The elapsed time. So I should forget about the date time now, because that'll be elapsed time set on this one. So if elapsed time is so forget the date time now. So if the elapsed time oh no, we need to minus the time off it. Right, if the elapsed time minus date time now, I think of it as alright as we had it before. Right, so if the date time now is greater than elapsed time plus 200 milliseconds, then put it back to 0. If it's greater than that, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's try it. So that should only come on. I have no idea. Let's try it. How you all doing? You're all okay? Hope you're all alright. So I've got a red LED on. Rocco Vilpi. Hi, I'm a web developer and work with React. I was just curious, what do people use C# for mostly? Windows applications, question mark. Oh, well, let's just welcome you to the stream. Welcome, Rocco. Rocco, please. So we've got a few programmers on listening. Oh, we did have. So you're a web developer and work with React. Some people, I say what they program, they go React. So I don't know what React is. I program in HTML5 and JavaScript, and what's the other one? PHP, and yeah, basically make web interfaces on an ESP32 and program desktop software with C# Windows Presentation Foundation. So yes, I use Next.js JavaScript library. Yeah, I mean, what a lot of people do, I don't know if they use all that. If they're doing server-side stuff, they're using C#, or they're using a Windows backend. Is it instead of PHP? They're programming it to do all the server backend stuff with other stuff these days. Yeah. I just create it in HTML5 and JavaScript, and if I need to save a file or something, do it in PHP. But yeah, that's how I do it. But the reason I'm using C# Windows Presentation Foundation is just because I wanted it back in 2012. I wanted to use a more modern language, get away from some Visual Basic 6 stuff, and so I dropped myself in the deep end, and thinking I would use get something that's capable of graphics, even though I might not necessarily be using the graphics side of it. So that was the whole idea, and I've limited this to version framework 4.8 because you're right up to 10 now. So, and they got different they're not using WPF so much. They still are, but they're using something UI now, and cross-platform stuff and all the rest of it. But I'm just programming in this stuff. My brain is slowing down. Yeah, I forgot more than, it's getting to that point, but that takes me a while to get my head around it. Anyway, so I use PHP for APIS. I've never heard of APIS. See, when I was doing anything, that's pretty cool. Runs with Java with a swing library for graphics, right? Yeah. Well, this is just desktop. It's not web stuff, but I could create on an ESP32. Believe it or not, I could create a web interface version of this quite easily, really. It's just a lot of it's just graphics. You'd have to embed the graphics into the chip, and yeah, I've already done it. Well, not this, but and I'm manipulating data in it already, packet. So it's a similar thing, but yeah, might be a way of doing it with controls, physical controls. Yeah, some of these new terminology, I don't know what it is, but I mean, I used to write a website in totally dynamic action script 3. So it was creating a web page on the fly, dynamically, running what's action script 3 like? It's a bit like Pascal, Turbo Pascal, I don't know what do you call it, C++. It's a weird thing, it's its own thing. But because Adobe would not let Flash or ActionScript on its computer, on its operating system, it slowly, well, not slowly, died to death very quickly. So I had animations going on my website back in, when was it? 2005, 2006, using ActionScript. So yeah, so I mean, they got rid of it and they said use HTML5, but I suppose you could use, I've not done any proper animation since. I used to write programs in it. I had a symbol drawer program. It used to snap to grid. You could draw a symbol out of shapes, lines and square. You could make squares up, save them out, then load them in and use that shape to use in your draw. It's like a drawing tool. Yeah, it has. It's crazy stuff. I mean, my website at the minute, I can show you my current website if you like. Hang on. This is my website at the minute. It's just HTML5 and not C#, JavaScript and some PHP. So that's all I got. Standard kind of web page, but it's quick because it's just pure. It's just pure HTML, really. I think there's there's a counter in there, so they download the firmware. There's some counter that's PHP in the background. What's the showcase now? I can't remember. Oh yeah. Contact. Sorry, contact form is disabled due to misuse. How long did this take to make? The web page or the program? The radio? Oh, this one, I don't know how long this take. It's just a work in progress. You've got day-night mode and all the rest of it. I don't. You on about the web page or you on about visit the shop, join the community? Oh, even got a open cart shop running on it. Yeah, both. Yeah, I haven't done any work on either the shop. This is open cart. So it's open cart. It's an old version, this one is. So that's my controller I use that I run my web interface off. Let's go back to the other. How long did this take? I don't know. It's just written in. I wrote it in Visual Studio Code, and it's just HTML5 and JavaScript. Yeah, not very good, but I did it a while ago. It serves a purpose, you know. We've got what have we got on here? Hang on. So you got a roadmap and learn. You can do some learning of programming. I don't even know if these links work, you know. Let's try it. Nah, I haven't filled them in. Yeah, guides. The guides. Oh yeah, tells you how to software setup and site database. Some basic stuff. Yeah, it's old stuff. I really got to do some more work on that. So the contact one. It's not changing the banner, is it? I've noticed. Are they all the same splash screen? No, that's got a different one. Yeah, so I don't know how long that took. It's just you work on it bit by bit by bit, but the framework. It's easy to just reuse a framework, isn't it? Yeah. So the software, we've been working on it. Let's have a look. Hang on. Let's just go. Let's search for YouTube. What's it called? FT891S. Right. So it's brought some stuff up. Let's go to there and have a look. I don't want to run it, so let's have a look. When did we start doing this series? There's number 1. A month ago. Yeah, so it's about a month we started doing that. So it grew from something to, yeah, it got bigger. Yeah, it's only a month. Just a few hours here and there. Well, some of them are quite long. 5 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, nearly 7 hours. 5 hours. Normally about 3 hours. And it's normally 3 hours, and then we get. I don't do a lot of work though. Do a lot of talking, but not much work. Yeah. Yeah, I do a little bit of talking. So, yeah, I just wondering, are you trying to get into desktop programming some desktop stuff, are you? Probably. There's new languages now. There's a clone of WPF, Avalon, I think it's called. There's loads of new stuff. I don't keep up with the latest stuff because some of it, it's nice to keep up with the latest, but sometimes they go to a dead end with it. And if you've gone off something that's still going and you've gone onto one of them that's going into a dead end, like it gets adopted or it doesn't, if it doesn't take the upkeep of it, if it doesn't, it might go nowhere after a year or two, and then you waste your time. Like I wasted my time on ActionScript, going back, bought a book on it and full web page and everything. I did that back in 2005-06. Yeah, so that was good, but if it's not going to be allowed on Adobe, not Adobe, Apple stuff. Did I say Adobe last time? I meant Apple. Yeah, if it won't let it on their platforms, then there's no point. It only, Windows stuff. If it's all Windows. Right, so I don't know what's going on with this. So we've got a frames per second. It's not actually running now, is it? That's the point. Why has that suddenly stopped? That's weird. What have I done? Oh, I've added this new piece to it, haven't I? So that's the point. Why doesn't that work anymore? Or is it because of it? Oh, I know why. Because I turned... where's it gone? I set something low, didn't I? Oh no, back to 5. I don't know why, that's weird. Yeah, welcome to the stream anyway, yeah, no worries. Let's just go here. Oh, that's right, yeah, slow it. Oh, it does flash. It does flash. So it does work. But it didn't work. Let's stop it. Let's go back to this one. So that's not working now, but it was working before. That's weird, isn't that weird why that was working? Maybe I've stopped it. So it's sending data, 20 frames a second. So we need if that works, we need a green one working now as well. So what we need to do is, right, how do we do a green one? So the cat controller is going out on there. Where is it? There. On a send, so we need to do it on a receive. Incoming data, so we need to do it there. Somewhere down here. So now if we update that, we're going to increment the wrong section, so we don't want to do that. So we want to do something similar. So we should call this one update send frames per second, update receive frames per second, even though it's the same frames per second. It's more like the LED, but it's done off the frames. I don't know. we're making this up as we go along. So, yeah, sort of crazy stuff. So we want the other LED. I've done it again, look. Is that a glitch in this thing? Right, so we're going to go swap this out. And that one. Right, so we're going to do now, we need to work out a different time. So we want to change that to elapsed time, so it needs to be the red. Let's call it send red LED elapsed time. Let's update that one. This is slowly turn into something else, and we need to copy that. Oops, and change it to receive green LED elapsed time. There we go. So we need to go down here and change it to this one. I don't think we need all of that, but we'll have a look. Anything else? So we've got green LED. That's the receive. Yeah, that's right. So we're making the elapsed time, so that may work, but it'll be slightly offset, but it won't be offset enough. It'll be literally, they'll both be flashed at the same time, so we need to, does it matter? Maybe, as long as it is indicating. So we need to put this in, we need to put that in the receive block. Oh, we've done it already. And we've altered the name, so let's make the name the same. So this one is the receive one, so it needs to be the other name. Receive frames per second, even though it's more like the LED. So then we need to change this. Where did we put it? Up the top? I don't know. There, that one needs to be the send. Okay, so we've got the send. So let's have a look at this bit here. So we got the date time now whenever it comes in. Oh, we don't need to do the frames per second now, although we could have a separate frames per second and see if they match, but I don't think we need it at this point, so we'll lose that idea. So instead of doing the frames per second plus and updating the text block, just going to change the opacity. Current frame, we're not going to reset the frames per second there. That's it, so we're just changing the, yeah. Okay, now this will need an offset, so it's probably just going to light both of them up. Let's give it a go. Okay, so we've got nothing happening. Oh, maybe there is something happening, but it's just too much. Let's just go over it. So there is a delay between them. So you get a transmit out and you get a green coming back. Now if I turn the radio off, what happens? The green goes away, yeah? Yeah, just got a red pulse now. Oh, it's finished. Let's go again. So you just get the red. There's no answer on the green, so turn the radio back on, we get a green. There you go. Well, that is not indicating every packet because it's got 22 a second. But if we did it 22 times a second, all you'd get it was a solid light all the time. So they are a bit bright actually, it's taking your eye away from everything. So I don't think we want them that bright, so let's change the brightness. So we've got 8 and 8. So let's say, I don't know. Oh, that's not 8, it's supposed to be 0.8. So it's obviously defaulting to 1. 0.8 it was supposed to be. Sorry, my mistake. Right, it only goes to 1 maximum, so I'm surprised it doesn't tell you. Oh, it's a double, so it's not going to tell you if it's faulty. So this will be slightly less bright. You want to see it, but not take over your eyes, if you know what I mean. So let's go on here. Yeah, still too bright. So what I'll do is I'll bring it down to, let's bring it down to 5. Down to 5. It's just changing the opacity, so it's letting the background come through, which makes it look like it's less. Yeah. Now, I'm not sure I can see the red. Yeah, it's okay. Now, do I need the black line around it? So that's 22 readings per second. It's not a lot, so effectively you just go down the list here. And what I wanted to do as well, when I click this, when I click it, whichever one's highlighted, it needs to, once you've adjusted it, it needs to put that frequency in there and override this one, because sometimes it'll pick it up.
John, good evening, you're 5 and 9.
See, that's picked that one up.
73 is Radio Whiskey All Folks. Killer Mike 4, question mark Delta X-ray, thanks. Good up.
That's another one. I don't know what that is. They're not talking now. So I need to... Oh, there he is. Anyway, so we've got 3.
Okay, we did November 1, Italy.
Yeah, so I know there's loads of work to do on this, it's crazy. What I want to do is add them to the memory, the quick memory bank. So I could do some buttons or something to say put it in there, but actually send it to the radio.
Delta, I believe you're 5 and 9.
So we've got the signal moving. Is that right? It's not moving, is it? Ah, because I'm updating that. I don't think I'm updating that signal while I'm in this mode. No. No, so I'd have to switch back to this one. It's not moving. Why is that not moving? That's weird, isn't it? Why it's not moving? And so is that not moving?
Your call. What is your call sign? Okay, United 7, Victor Mobile.
Oh, maybe I've not started something. So if I switch it off and back on again, maybe I've switched it off and somehow not switched it back on. No, it went up and it stayed there. And this is not flowing now. Okay, so that's turned the... Oh, so it was only active when I did that for some reason. Yeah, so that's a weird one, isn't it? Must be in a... I don't know. That turns it off when I do a sweep. Turns it on and turns it off. The meter works like doing the opposite. It's like doing totally the opposite. So it's weird as hell, isn't it? It's only since I put this thing in. Right, since I've done this. Let's take that out of there, see if it comes back. Oh yeah, it's working now, look. So what it is, it's because it's not in the UI thread, and I've encompassed it round on the one and not the rest. It's now stopping the controls working. And the red LED is not lighting at all when you're in this mode. Oh, that's because I just took it out of there. So that's actually all I've done is put that one in. Just put that one back in. Maybe I need to wrap the thread safe bit around this and not within the program. Yeah, it's stuck again, isn't it? Okay, so let's change the way we do that then. Let's put the thread safe this bit here. So we'll invoke that. We'll cut that out of there. Hang on. Copy it, and I'll get rid of that out of there. And that out of there. So not in there. We'll do that one separately then. So we'll go. That's the update send. That's the top one. So we'll wrap this. Don't know if this will do it. I think we need a begin invoke. That's what we need. A begin invoke. I'll put this around here, but I think we need a begin invoke. Not invoke. Alright, it doesn't know what that is now, so I need to go and tell it it's Windows. There it is. So get rid of that one. I don't think this will make any difference, but I think I need to put begin invoke on there. Let's try it. If it's exactly the same, I'll just put in begin invoke on it. That's actually working now. See that? They're both working. But the other one is doing something. It's in this wrong thread. So I need to bring that one out of there. Some widths. It's not a bug, it's just it didn't seem to matter until I put it into there. So right, so we need the other one now. Is it down the bottom here? Yeah. Okay, so let's see what happens now then. Okay. So yeah, so it's running okay now. There is a difference between the two. Actually, they're starting to beat together. Look, almost. Oh, we're up to 64 frames. So 64 lots of send receive are going out. Well, just the send, but they're coming in as a pair here. That's a send. The left hand side, the right hand side is a receive, and it puts them together. So it's doing it 64 times. So I can still use the rate. Now that's quite slow. It's just the, yeah, I think I always had that where this was going slow. So if I go from there down to there, it moves quite fast. On the real thing, if I come down again, so I'm going to start from 0, 31900, 0, and I'm going to turn it I'm on 380. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it all the way around. No, I'm not. I'm going to turn it quarter away. So I'm starting from there. I'm going to go turn the dial a quarter of the way back to 0. Then I'm going to go quarter of the way. So obviously my control is not moving nearly enough. This is not moving nearly enough. When I do that, it is. Let's actually finer tune over it. Yeah, that's finer tune. So I can alter the dial, going up in tens of hertz. And if I move this one, I'm going up in tens of hertz. So I go from 0 to, let's go up 10. No, let's go up to 100. It only moves from there. I'm going to turn the dial down till it gets. Oh, so that's, hang on. Let's start with the dial top dead center. Right, 170. So I'm going to turn it till it gets to quarter. About there. And I'm going to turn the other dial back till it gets to 170. Well, that's straight up. No, 170 was there. That's 170. So if I go up to the top, this is all crazy stuff. So I'm up on 810 now. 810, I don't know. It's all a bit mad. So it went down to 1 frame a second then. Because we're actually stopping it. We're stopping the reading. While we're doing that, we're stopping it. But it's still doing some receiving. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some indicators. We've got frames a second. We can see what's going on. Let's see if we turn the meter's working again now. So we've got a hell of a lot of work to do on here. So how do we move that? Oh, that's it. So with the mouse over that there with the. Oh, it is actually changing the frequency. That's good. Anyway, so the speed, that's the speed of its, I guess, scrolling down. We've got a hell of a lot to do on this yet. There it is there, look.
Florida 4, Lima uniform, what is the last letter? X-ray, QSL?
So, but it would be nice to do, yeah, so what I need to do as well,
Alpha Oscar 114, Delta Delta.
so, yeah, I've got, yeah, so it's picking them up. So if I raise the threshold to something it won't pick up and do a scan. Oh, it's following it now. Wouldn't follow it the other day. It was actually only moving that dial when it found something. That's weird. That's right, it's doing what it's supposed to do. I think that only shows up when you're receiving. If I turn the radio off, I think it'll just jump. No, the other way around. Might not show anything. It's too late, it's beat me. So if I go onto there, I'll switch the radio off. Right, it's just sending out. So it's the radio that's actually confirming the frequency. Yeah, so when you get this updating, it's the actual radio. That's probably okay because you're confirming that you're moving it. What's all that noise? Anyway, I think we're coming up to 3 hours, so I'll give it another couple of minutes. And then we'll knock it on the head. It's getting a bit late. So, what did we say we're going to do on the thumbnail? Let's have a quick look. Thumbnail, packet management, frame rate, send and receive indicators. Somewhat. So we did it somewhat. So, it's the start of it. So we've got the indicators up and running. Indicators and a frame rate, that's fine. Packet management, we've got no way of speeding up or slowing down the setting, the frames per second. Probably won't want to do that. Once you set it, you just want it at the optimum really, so there's no real value to having it adjustable from here. So we've got station scope. Oh yeah, I'd like to be able to put that, click that button. Maybe we can do that now in the next few minutes. Click that button and add it to the station scope if there's one selected. So if we did a scan and we brought it down here and found someone, that we haven't quite got him. So what we could do then, tune him in. We'll tune him in, and then maybe double click on this, and then it puts that into there. Or you add it into there, then it puts it, whichever one's selected. Yeah. This one is only a short-term scan memory. And then you add it to whichever one's selected over to there. So, well, that you could do a check and say if this one's selected, but there's no value in putting it in there, because once you've tuned it, I suppose you could just add it into there. That would be an idea. So double click it and it adds it into this list. So once you've tuned it, but then you need to be able to get it out of the list, but I don't know. Oh, we need to alter that. Yeah, it's a bit of one of them. So you can see what it's just sending now. Asking for the VFOA frequency. It's coming back with that. I'm getting tired. So anyway, go to this one. So you've got digital noise reduction and filters. We've got to do all them. So see if it can decode anything here. Let's go in here. Let's go station scope a minute. I get some CW. I think I heard some CW on 80 meters. Let's have a look. Right. That's quite clear. Nothing doing. Alright, nothing. Let's change it. Oh, I'm not in CW. Let me change to CW. Stop now. Oh, it hasn't changed, hang on. Because I'm not updating that. So I cycle through, it's changed now. Back to... What I want to do on this CW is... It's got an adaptive words per minute thing. I need the value to be shown. What it thinks that it's picking up the words per minute as. I'll start it again. Oh, gone. It's not doing anything, is it? It's kind of a bit weak. dropping in and out of the skip. Where are they all gone? Half and after Tom. I never know where they tune it in. So we're using the. We should come out of there, right? Because I'm not going to be changing the code. So let's run the. What? So we're going to open up the thing itself. Let's get rid of the thumbnail. Right, this always looks better on the desktop like that. So it's doing an update. Visual Studio. Oh well. Did it? It's finished off, I think. I used to do five words a minute back in 1992. Didn't pass it, but I was trying to do it, and as a novice. I remember having the dits and the dars written in permanent marker on the windscreen of my car. So when I was standing doing nothing, I was, yeah. So